Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
And we've got quite a mix today. AI is really pushing everywhere, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
We're seeing it pop up in places you just wouldn't expect, like from how our phones stay connected.
To, well, even maybe having to pay just to book a dinner table.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But first, something pretty surprising. You know that tech that makes video games look amazing? Ray tracing.
Oh, yeah, for all the realistic lighting and shadows.
Well, AT&T is using it now. That plus AI, apparently to predict and fix dropped calls.
Seriously, gaming graphics for cell signal.
That's what they're doing. It's kind of wild.
Okay, that's definitely one end of the spectrum, but we also need to talk about the other side, the privacy stuff that keeps coming up.
Right, like the whole, is my phone listening to me? Paranoia.
Exactly. That rumor just won't die, so we should probably unpack how your data actually gets used for those ads you see.
Okay, let's start right there. AI, privacy, and the real story behind those targeted ads.
So that microphone myth, everyone have a story, right? You mentioned wanting, I don't know, hiking boots.
And boom, suddenly Instagram is full of ads for hiking boots.
Yeah. And the immediate thought is, it must be listening.
But the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, he's denied this over and over.
Yeah.
And technically, I mean, it makes sense.
It really does. Think about it. Constant listening. That's a huge privacy nightmare waiting to happen, legally speaking.
And forget the legality. Your phone battery would just die, like instantly.
Yeah.
You couldn't hide that kind of drain.
Exactly. Just not feasible. So if it's not the mic, how do they get those ads so creepily accurate sometimes?
Okay, this is key for you listening. There are usually, what, like 4 main ways this happens?
Pretty much. And none of them involve eavesdropping on your actual conversations. First, you probably already gave them a clue.
Right. Maybe you searched for best hiking trails on Google earlier, or clicked on an outdoor gear ad somewhere else.
Or, second possibility, the ad isn't based on you directly, but on, say, your friends' interests, or people demographically just like you, your data neighbors.
Okay. What's the third one?
This one's sneaky. You might have actually scrolled right past that hiking boot ad earlier in the day, didn't consciously register it.
But your brain did, subliminally.
Sort of. Then you have the conversation later, see the ad again, and think it's cause and effect, but the exposure already happened.
Huh. Okay. And the last one?
Sometimes, honestly, it's just pure coincidence. It feels weird when it happens with something specific, but statistically, it's bound to happen now and then.
Okay, so the microphone is probably safe. But the real privacy concern is shifting, isn't it? Towards, like, AI chats.
Absolutely. Meta's big announcement starting October 7th, 2025. So next year, they'll use your interactions with their AI features.
Like chatting with their AI assistant, text, or voice.
Both. They'll use that content to personalize ads and other recommendations.
And that feels different. Because people talk to AI assistants really casually, right?
Yeah.
Unguarded.
Totally unguarded. You might ask about health issues or vent about relationship problems, maybe plan finances, stuff you'd never put on your public feed.
And now that becomes ad fuel.
Essentially, yeah. It's a treasure trove of intimate data for them.
And it's not just Meta using chat data for training models, is it? There's something you need to check right now if you use other AIs.
Yes, this is important. Anthropic, the company behind Claude AI, they just changed their privacy policy. It's now opt-out for training.
Meaning, by default, they are using your chats.
Correct. Your personal conversations, even code you work on with Claude, it's all being used to train their future AI models unless you specifically tell them not to. Free users, paid users, everyone.
Wow, why the change?
Well, getting high-quality real-world interaction data is like gold for improving these models. Making it opt-out means they get a ton more data much faster.
So if you use Claude, especially for sensitive stuff, what do?
You need to go into your account settings, find the privacy section, and look for a toggle that says something like Help Improve Claude. You need to switch that off.
Okay, doable. Does that delete the old data?
Good question. No. That's the catch. Opting out stops future training, but Anthropic says they still keep your conversations for up to 5 years, even with training turned off.
So they still have it, they just promise not to use it for training anymore.
Right. It really highlights that constant trade-off, doesn't it? Convenience versus controlling your data.
It does. Okay, that feels like a good moment to pivot from like data models back to the physical world. Let's talk about that AT&T thing again,
Wow.
the geo-modeler.
Yeah, this is cool. The ray tracing connection is fascinating. You know how in movies like Toy Story way back or modern games, it makes reflections and shadows look real.
By tracking individual light rays.
Exactly how they bounce, where they hit. Well, AT&T realized radio waves from cell towers. They're basically just high-frequency light.
So they behave the same way, bouncing off buildings, trees, whatever.
Pretty much. So AT&T built this super detailed 3D map of the environment, and they use ray tracing plus AI to track how all those radio signals bounce around.
Why? What's the point?
Speed. It lets them figure out network improvements almost instantly. They call it near-scale time.
Okay, give me an example. Like, how would they use that?
Think of a huge event like Coachella or a big sports game. Massive crowd, everyone's phone hits the network at once.
Yeah, coverage always tanks.
Right. But with this system, they can model that surge before it happens, see where the weak spots will be, and maybe deploy mobile cell sites or adjust tower power ahead of time.
Okay, that's clever.
Or even better, natural disasters. Say a hurricane is coming and expected to knock out specific cell towers. They can literally remove those towers from their digital model in minutes. The simulation then shows exactly where the coverage blackouts will be.
So they know where to send temporary cell trucks before the storm even hits.
Exactly. And crucially, it lets them predict coverage in places where they have zero real-world signal measurements yet. That's the big advantage.
That is a smart use of simulation tech. Okay, let's shift from cell networks to lunch networks. DoorDash is getting physical too with a robot.
Yeah, Dot. They're testing it out in Phoenix right now. It's this little delivery bot.
A little. It goes up to 20 miles per hour.
Well, yeah, it can use bike lanes and roads, not just sidewalks. Apparently, it has an anthropomorphic design, trying to look a bit humanish, maybe. And get this, basic speech capabilities.
A talking delivery robot. Okay, that's something. What else is DoorDash up to?
They're tackling a big customer complaint. Missing food items in orders.
Oh, yeah, that's infuriating.
So they've got this internal thing called Smart Scale. Restaurants are supposed to weigh the packed order, compare it to the expected weight.
To check if anything obvious is missing, like a whole entree.
Right. They reckon it could cut missing item claims by 30%, which is huge.
That makes sense. But they're also doing something maybe less sensible with reservations.
Ah, yes, the going out feature. Partnering with 7 Rooms to let you book restaurant tables through the DoorDash app.
Okay, seems logical so far.
It's free for a bit, but the plan is to make it a perk only for DashPass subscribers. You know, the $10 a month membership.
Wait, they want you to pay a subscription just for the ability to make a restaurant reservation. That's bold.
Yeah, it got quite a bit of backlash. I mean, making reservations has always been free for the diner. People use OpenTable, Resi, whatever, for free.
So why pay DoorDash? It feels like it goes against how restaurants operate. They want people booking tables easily.
The logic seems to be driving more value or perceived value into that DashPass subscription, make it stickier. But yeah, it risks annoying a lot of potential diners.
Definitely feels like a gamble.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of community stuff, Ring has a new feature coming, something about pets.
Yeah, Search Party, rolling out in November. It's actually quite neat.
How does it work?
If you report your dog as lost in the Ring app, this AI feature can use the network of participating outdoor Ring cameras in your neighborhood to automatically scan their footage for dogs matching the description.
So your neighbor's cameras could help find your lost dog automatically.
Kind of turns all those private cameras into a temporary collective search network. Pretty clever use of existing tech for a common problem.
That actually sounds really positive. Okay, let's move on to the shiny stuff. New gadgets. Section 3, the ecosystem wars. Apple's next iPhone.
Yep, the rumor mill is churning for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Some interesting potential changes.
Like what?
Well, they might be ditching the titanium body from the 16 Pro.
Really? Why? Titanium was the big thing.
Back to a new type of aluminum, supposedly. The theory is it's lighter, maybe cheaper, but also better at conducting heat away.
Ah, heat. So, better for a sustained performance, like gaming.
That seems to be the focus. They're also rumored to be adding a vapor chamber cooling system, which is serious thermal management, usually found in gaming phones or laptops.
Okay, so Apple's really targeting gamers. What else?
The display is getting a boost. A Ceramic Shield 2 screen, supposedly hitting 3000 nits peak brightness. That's incredibly bright.
Wow. And cameras. Always camera updates.
Of course, the rear cameras might be stacked vertically this time, the big reason, to enable spatial video recording.
For playback on the Vision Pro headset. Connecting the ecosystem.
Exactly. And don't forget the front camera, rumored to jump to 18 megapixels with center stage, better video calls, better selfies.
And under the hood, the chip
The M5 chip is expected, but following Apple's recent pattern, it might actually debut first in a new iPad Pro.
Before the iPhone.
Potentially. Maybe even by the end of this month for the iPad Pro, then later in the MacBooks, and eventually the iPhone 18 perhaps. M4 is likely for iPhone 17.
Gotcha. What about their bigger picture AR/VR stuff? Vision Pro.
Interesting strategic shift reported there. Apparently, they're pausing plans for a lighter, maybe cheaper version of the current Vision Pro headset
Oh, why?
to put more resources into accelerating development of actual smart glasses. 2 versions, supposedly.
Like actual glasses you wear all day.
That seems to be the goal. One version without a display, maybe audio focus, coming around 2027, then another version with the display in 2028.
So they're betting on glasses being the mass market form factor, not the big headset.
Looks like it. Which makes sense when you see the competition gearing up, like Samsung.
All right, Samsung's own headset. Project Muhan.
Yeah, that's the code name. It's a big collaboration, Samsung hardware, Qualcomm's latest XR2 chip for power, and Google's Gemini AI built in.
What's their angle? How will it differ from Vision Pro?
Reports suggest a big focus on ergonomics, trying to make it lighter, better balanced, addressing that heavy-on-the-face complaint people had about the Vision Pro, plus deeper AI integration from the start with Gemini.
When might we see it? And how much?
The rumor is a launch in South Korea first. Pre-orders maybe mid-October, available around October 22nd, U.S. price. Probably steep. Guesses range from $1,800 up to almost $2,900.
Ouch. Still very much premium territory.
No.
Okay, rounding out hardware, any updates on things like headphones or rings?
Quick couple of updates. Bose just launched the 2nd generation of their Quiet Comfort Ultra headphones.
New design, better noise canceling.
Design looks pretty much identical, actually, which is fine. People like the comfort. The big change is something users begged for.
What's that?
Passive playback. You can finally plug in the O cable and listen even if the battery is dead.
Finally, yes. That's huge for flights. Always worried about the battery dying mid-flight.
Exactly. Major practical upgrade. And then Aura, the smart ring company.
Gen 5 ring.
Not quite a Gen 5, more like a refresh.
Mm.
They've added new zirconia ceramic rings, more colorful options, more durable.
Ceramic? How does that feel?
They are apparently a bit thicker and heavier than the metal ones, but the big plus is the color won't fade or scratch off like some of the older metal finishes did. They cost more, though, $499.
Pricey. Anything else new from Aura?
Yeah, a new charging case that holds multiple charges, which is handy. But the bigger news is a feature called Health Panels.
Okay, sounds serious.
It is. They're partnering with Quest Diagnostics. You'll be able to schedule actual blood tests through the Aura app, track up to 50 different biomarkers,
And see the results in the app.
reviewed by a licensed medical provider, then presented in the app. It's a significant step towards making the Ring a more serious health monitoring tool, not just sleep and activity tracking.
Wow, okay. That is a big move. Which actually brings us nicely to our final thought, connecting back to the AI we started with.
Right. We need to talk about a fundamental issue with a lot of current AI chatbots. They're basically digital yes men.
Meaning they just agree with you all the time?
Pretty much. It's a side effect of how they're trained, often using human feedback that rewards agreeable, helpful-sounding responses.
Isn't being agreeable sometimes good? Polite?
It sounds nice, but it can be really unhelpful, even dangerous. It leads to what some people call AI work slop, low-quality output, because the AI avoids any real criticism.
So if you ask it to review your business plan, it'll just say, looks great, even if it's full of holes.
Often, yes. Or it'll offer very gentle, surface-level suggestions. In sensitive situations, that validation of flawed ideas is the last thing you need. It reinforces your blind spots.
So how do you get actual useful feedback from an AI?
You have to explicitly tell it to be critical, force it out of its default sycophantic mode.
Like literally prompt it with, be critical or tell me the weaknesses.
Exactly. Phrases like, focus on the cons, what are the risks? Critique this approach harshly. You have to actively solicit the negative perspective to get balanced feedback.
Otherwise, you're just talking to an echo chamber.
Precisely. And what's so wild is this limitation exists right alongside the development of incredibly powerful agentic AI.
Agentic AI, what's that?
AI that can work autonomously on complex goals for extended periods. We're talking potentially 30 hours straight on a single complex task without needing human input every step of the way.
30 hours. Wow, that's a lot of potential.
Huge potential. But at the very same time, what else is AI being rapidly developed for?
Where are you going with this?
The AI video social media wars are starting. OpenAI's Sora 2 app, Meta's launching something called Vibes, Character.ai has its feed.
All trying to generate short videos.
Yeah, competing to build the next, let's call it infinite slot machine, endless feeds of AI-generated short video content.
So we're building AI that could potentially solve huge problems autonomously, and also AI to generate endless TikTok clones.
That's the juxtaposition. Which leads to our final question for you, the listener, thinking about everything we've covered today.
Okay, lay it on us.
If you had access to one of those powerful agentic AIs, one that could work nonstop for 30 hours on a single complex task you give it, what task would you immediately delegate?
Think about it. What big, thorny, time-consuming part of your life or work would you hand over to an autonomous AI assistant?
What could that kind of focused AI power achieve for you, personally or professionally, set against the backdrop of infinite AI video streams?
Something to ponder.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech.
If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.